There are times in life where I would just wish that it was all very straightforward and simple. It ain't. At least not if you want to create something that's bigger than yourself. If you want to do something great, you will have to have a very clear vision of what you're working towards. But on the way of getting there, you have to be fluid. This means evaluating regularly, figuring out what works versus what doesn't, and to adjust course slightly if necessary. The key here is to adjust slightly, to lean in a bit to the left or right, to dodge objects when they come along, and to reap bonus points in the same way. So this video is a document of me dedicating one full day to YouTube, and I didn't expect I would make this video today, but yet here I am. I decided to go ahead anyways and to make one still, because I just want to do something every day towards the greater goal. And my goal here with documenting this journey is to inspire most of all, because I'm in the middle of it. I have a very busy life. I only have like one full day, but I don't have tons of time. But still, I have a big dream. My big dream is of one day making my money online in an awesome way. So it has been 7 months since I started dedicating one full day of what I initially called making money on YouTube. But over the last month, I figured out that I wanted to change it just a little bit, and I want to change it towards making money online in an awesome way. So up until this point in time, my goal was to make money on YouTube and to be monetized by the end of this year. But a couple of weeks ago, I didn't quite feel it anymore, because it felt like I was really pushing myself too hard to create content, and the joy was kind of getting out of it. And that's when I really had to take a few weeks to figure things out, to think about it, to evaluate it. And during that time, I have not made that much content. Now, what I realized is that for me, what gives me joy is ultimately two things. And those two things are woodwork and writing. So in the month of February, I slowly went back to writing. So for the last 3 years, I have not really been writing any fiction. And when I went back into it, I realized, I felt, I experienced that that's what I had been missing. Like, it always gave me a big thrill to come up with a story that really moves on an emotional level. And I just put it on the back burner because I wanted to get good at YouTube first, because I figured like, well, that will be the way that I can get the word out about what I'm working towards. So I just put it on the back burner a couple of years ago, and it was in February really that I felt like I need to get back to this part. So I just came to terms with that, and that's also why I changed my course slightly. So my big idea is to do two things. I'm continuing woodwork, and I'm gonna continue with writing, and that means I'm gonna do woodwork a little bit less, and I'm gonna spend some time on writing. Now, the thing is, with only one full day available to making money in an awesome way, I have to be very diligent with the way that I use my time. So that's why I still find it worthwhile to document this journey. So that's why every other week I will still try to upload a video, because I just enjoy sharing the journey, but I also enjoy sharing how I think about life, how I approach certain things, because I believe that by putting this word out there, I think it's a valuable message and people might benefit from it. And that's ultimately what this whole experience is all about. Like, by providing value, that's really what keeps people engaged, what also interests you. I gotta check my notes for a minute. In the month of February, I was really like doing some soul searching, like in about 10 years, how would I like to live my professional life? And if I really look, if I really am honest towards myself, I would like it to be a combination of different things. And what I would like to work towards is some sort of media company where I create some woodworking content and do some other things that are related to that, where I do some writing content and do some other things that are related to that, and then I just spend my days doing those two things and hire talent to really branch out and to make it into a bigger thing that's gonna become sort of a flywheel and that's gonna sustain itself. That's like the big idea that I have in mind, but in order to get there, yeah, there are some roadblocks in the way, and one of the things I think that's really hard is to just keep going, to keep recording, to keep making content, even though very few people are watching at this point in time. But I think that I just have to go through it, and this is an important exercise. And my reason for sharing this on this channel is to inspire, because you know, I'm just a guy. I started with nothing, and I hope to create something. And if you watch this in a few years, then you might be like, well, you know, okay, he's there, so it kind of seems obvious now. But what I want to show as well is like, yeah, how challenging it is to make decisions and to really reflect while you're in the thick of it, and when you don't really have the opportunity to take like a huge step back, but still you have to reflect on things anyway, if that makes sense. I will have to edit this video for sure. Now I want to talk a bit about my writing plans, because the landscape, it really has changed over the last couple of years, and it has changed in the way that AI has developed, because AI, it's like you know, someone, yeah, it's so strange, right? Like, it feels like AI is a person, but you can talk to AI in such a profound way that it feels like it's a real person that's talking to you. AI can give really insightful feedback on writing. Right now, it seems like AI has become a writing assistant, and it has become so good that actually the feedback that comes from it, it's usable, and it's something that makes my work much better actually. And it's a research partner. It can do proofreading and all of those things in between, and that's why I think that yeah, it will really help me to up my game. Now, the reason for putting writing on the back burner was mostly that yeah, I didn't make it through the noise, and my marketing wasn't that good, and that's why I spent most of my free time on YouTube for the last couple of years. But also that landscape has changed, because I noticed that most of the traction comes from really like the short form content, and that's almost like, yeah, for lack of a better word, it's an organic way of promoting yourself. I see the shorts really as promotion, and then the long form videos is to dive in like a little bit deeper. Now, what else has changed is Royal Road. I never heard of Royal Road before, but I came across it in the month of February when I went back into writing, and it really seems that that might be a very viable way of getting started, because on Royal Road you can upload your story, and you know, you upload like a new chapter every week. You get people to read it and like leave comments, and I'm really gonna start and try and see how that's gonna work out. So that's something that, so Royal Road, it has been around for a couple of years, but the recent development here is that it's not just limited to lit RPG, but it's also broader towards other categories. So that's why I think it's going to be a viable option for me to pursue. Now, another development is that of Reddit. Like right now, Reddit is open to advertisers, and my big play here is that I will try to find out first what does well in short form content, so what does well on TikTok and on YouTube Short, and that's the stuff I will use for advertisements on Reddit. It seems from what I read that the community over there is much more open for advertisements right now, so that's why I think it's gonna be a viable option when I have like content that's doing reasonably well on those other platforms, to plant it there as an advertisement. Now, and also I came across writing community in the same week that I started to get back into writing, and I think I'm gonna join them, and so that's gonna be exciting as well. I can't say too much about that yet because it's still very fresh, but it just seems nice to have like a community of like-minded individuals that have like a similar goal. Now, and what I have to keep on telling myself is that all these things combined, it's like a big flywheel, and it just needs some time to get in motion. But at some point it gets like a velocity of its own, and then it really will hopefully start to produce results. Now, how should you take this video? So this video, it's really as an inspiration, because what I try to show here is that I'm just a guy. I started with like 0 skills in videography. I started with 0 skills in like talking in front of a camera. But you know, like everyone else, I can see like the big opportunity here, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna give it a try. And that's why I started documenting the experience like every 1 to 2 months, to really make an account of how I felt in the moment, and also to inspire both anyone who is watching this, but also to keep on inspiring myself, because the feeling that I have during my online money making day, it's a massive feeling. I feel like I'm making progress. I feel like I'm out in the wild, like it feels like a swim or sink scenario. Like if I don't work hard, if I don't put in a lot of effort every single time, it's not gonna work out. And I kind of like that feeling, because it simply means that if I do a lot of work, I have a fighting chance. And now these days with AI, I think the playing field is gonna be more leveled, because on the creator end, I think AI is really the tool that you can use for leverage right now. Yeah, in life, I think that it's important to be a little bit like water. Like water, it will change course slightly, but eventually it will always end up roughly in the direction towards which it's going. And I think this is a good metaphor for life, because how I changed my course from making money on YouTube towards making money online in an awesome way, I think that's a slight adjustment. I might still make most of my money on YouTube, but it might also come from a different source. And to me, it just gives some air to the situation. It makes it easier to maneuver a little bit, but still I have the same sort of goal in mind. But it doesn't mean that it's easy, because when I'm in the thick of it, it's pretty hard to say like, okay, I'm not gonna do this anymore, so instead I'm gonna do that, and something that was working like a little bit, well, I'm just gonna cut it out, and so forth. So I have to make really determined and really strategic decisions, but in the end, I think it's gonna be worth it. Now, how do I want you to feel after this video? So, you know, I'm not such a good public speaker when it comes to like video log things and so forth, but still I want to do it because I want to get the experience, I want to get better at it, but also I think it's a good way of getting a feeling across. And I hopefully also show that I started at 0. I'm a little bit more than 0 right now, but I'm far from the fluent video vlogger person that you may see all over. And I show this for a reason, because I think this is relatable, and I'm just a guy. I try to turn my life around, and this is an account of it, and I hope that this is gonna inspire you. So what I want this video to feel like, well, I hope that you're not getting the feeling like, oh man, this guy, he really doesn't know what he's doing, but instead I hope that you can see the adventure, like you can see that this makes me feel alive, and this is a feeling I haven't had it for years basically, and I'm so glad that I took the chance and just went for one day to dedicate to making money online in an awesome way. And you know, I'm not making any money yet, but still I really enjoy the journey, and I am determined that it's just a matter of time until things actually start falling into place, and when things are actually gonna happen. And this is just a feeling of confidence, a feeling of excitement, and a feeling of adventure. And if anything, I hope that that's the feeling that you feel like a little bit of after watching this video. I'm hopeful about the future, I'm determined, and I think right now it's a great time to be alive, because with everything going on in the world, and with the state of technology and the media landscape and everything in between, I think there is a golden opportunity right now, and everyone can tap into it. I think the sea is big enough, it's a positive sum game, everyone can win, but it does mean that you need to put in the reps, you need to put in the effort, you need to put in the work, and then you stand a fighting chance, and then it's just a matter of time until things actually start happening. I hope this video is not too much all over the place. It has been a while since I made an impromptu talking video like this. So I'll cut out all the bad stuff and leave the good stuff, and hopefully that's going to be like something like 5 minutes or so to really get this feeling across. So that's it. 7 months on YouTube, 7 months of trying to make money online in an awesome way.